It's over.
It's not over. It's not at all over, darling. Until we deal with the issue, we're staying right here until you tell me what I want to know.
Phil.
If you did, then you'd do something to change the way I feel.
I am trying.
All right, darling. Let me make it easy on you, okay? Let's start with why did Percy change his mind?
I managed to convince him. That's all that matters.
How? How did you convince him?
What is it with you?
Let's just say I'm curious. Is there anything wrong with that?
Yes, if you're endlessly going over things that have already happened, forget it.
I hope I'm not disturbing anything.
Well, actually, we were...
Really, I'd like to have a talk to you.
Now?
Well, don't put it off on my account. I have to get dressed anyway. I'll see you later.
You bet you will. Well, I'll tell you, it'll be real nice to have friends in high places, especially Commissioner of Police.
You could do a lot better than that.
How?
Join up with me.
Right.
I knew it'd tickle your fancy.
Come on, me a cop.
Come on, why not?
Robert, why? What, you want me to start numerical importance? What?
Listen, who knows the other side of the badge better than you do?
Look, I'm hardly a friend of law and order, Robert.
That, near enough. Besides, your experience could be very handy. What do you say?
What, you mean aside from thinking you're insane?
Well, come on, at least think about it.
I tell you what. Let me see how it goes for you, okay? A couple of months. Ask me again.
All right, it's a deal. See you later.
Bye, Commissioner.
Well, this is certainly a surprise, sir. You'd better get used to it. I like to keep a close eye on what my people are doing.
I can honestly say you're the first mayor ever to have set foot on the Star.
Well, I was in the neighborhood, so I thought I'd drop by. I wanted to elaborate on your new job.
Something you haven't told me.
Nothing you won't like. When I heard the Star was for sale, I realized I'd forgotten to tell you one of the chief perks of being commissioner.
Get my own boat?
No, that's reserved for the Coast Guard, but this is something you'll like just as well. The city owns a Victorian house on Cedar Street. It's the official residence of the commissioner. That'll be your new home.
Well, that's very nice. I wasn't relishing the idea of looking for a place out in the cold.
And in addition to that, you'll have your own limited to transport you from the house to your office.
Well, that's very impressive. I certainly hope that it's worth all the trouble you're going to.
I told you the fringe benefits were substantial.
Yeah, well, that's very nice, but of course what I'm looking for is stimulating work.
You're going to get all of that you can handle, I promise you. Now, your main objective will be to clean up the waterfront. With all the development going on down here, it's only a matter of time until organized crime becomes a factor.
It's if it's not one already.
Have you been reading my mail?
Just a lucky guess.
More trained instincts, I'd say. I just got a tip from the State Crime Commission. Apparently, the mob is moving a new syndicate boss into the area. And you know what that means?
It means somebody has big plans for us.
Exactly, and we want our police to be ready for them.
Yeah, well, I happen to have a friend on the Crime Commission. I'll talk to him personally. Maybe I can find out what's going on.
Taking charge already, huh?
No, I'm anxious to get started. The sooner I can figure out what they're going to do, the sooner I can figure out a plan to keep the waterfront out of their slimy little hands.
You know, convincing you to take this job just may turn out to be one of the major accomplishments of my administration.
I just hope I'm worth the faith you're putting into me, sir.
You can count on it, Commissioner.
So it's true, that's it, huh? You just handed Percy his ticket to freedom.
Yes.
Why?
I had no choice.
No choice. Don't give me no choice. You want me to give you a list of choices, darling? You could have waited for me to go with you. You could have talked to me before you agreed to do something as insane as that. You could have told me about it as soon as you came back here instead of covering it up and lying to me. Shall I go on?
No, not if you're going to talk to me like that.
Well, what the hell do you want, baby? You want a congratulations?
Maybe a little compassion or some understanding or maybe some sympathy.
Oh, I don't believe it.
obviously, though, you said you were going to forgive and forget. You're not going to do either.
How can I forgive and forget something I was never told about?
It's the same old story, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Holly, you are a liar.
You're holding a grudge against me. In your eyes, I can do nothing right. You'll never trust me.
How can I trust you? How? I don't even know what's real with you. On one hand, you tell me one thing, and then you sneak off behind my back, and you exonerate your criminal family.
Behind your back? I tried to call you.
You didn't get through.
Well, it's not my fault if I didn't get through. I had to make a decision immediately.
You blew it!
What right do you have to judge me? It wasn't your father's burial that was at stake.
Oh, please, don't give me that again.
Well, what else could I have done? I couldn't have Father buried in Potter's Field. Never.
Oh, please, come on, baby. That wasn't an either-or situation. You know it wasn't. Don't give me that. You could have talked to Trotter. Trotter could have done something. I don't know what. Maybe he could have moved your mother and your father both their bodies to some suitable resting place. Or you could have come back. You could have told me you and I could have handled it together. But you didn't. You lied to me. Lied to me, Holly. Lied. Well,
what do you want me to say? It's done now. I made my choice, and I'm not going to apologize for doing something I thought was right. What now? Look, what are you doing?
what does it look like I'm doing?
Running away won't solve anything.
Where did you ever hear that?
Can't we talk about it?
What's to talk about? You made your decision, now I've made mine.
Why are you acting like this?
I had a real good teacher, darling, in the philosophy of when in doubt, take a hike, Jack. Don't tell anybody nothing.
That's not fair.
Oh, really? Well, now you know how it feels, huh? Now you know how it feels.
Luke, please don't do this. What do you want me to say? I'm sorry? Okay, fine, I'm sorry. Is that what you wanted to hear?
Now, whatever you have to say to me is too little and too late.
You've never really forgiven me, have you?
Never forgiven you more times than I can count.
No, really. All that support, all those pep talks, they were just words. You just went through the motions of trust. But that's as far as it went, wasn't it?
Did you trust me?
Always.
Oh, really? Then why didn't you tell me what you'd done when you came back? Holly, I could forgive you anything but lying again. I'm sorry, baby. You have made me feel worse than I ever want to feel again in my life.
I'm sorry.
Oh, fine. You said that before.
Well, what else can I do?
I don't know. That's up to you. I'm going to the mountains.
Why?
Why? Because I need to get away from you. Because I need to convince myself that I'm not as big a fool as you have treated me.
Can I come with you?
No!
Luke.
Listen. Listen. You did what you had to do alone, right? Now I am taking the same freedom. Ciao, baby.
Have you seen Luke?
No. What's wrong?
We had a fight. He said he was taking us to the mountains.
In January? Must have been some fight. You want to talk about it?
When I was in Victoria, Percy forced me to sign a statement freeing him of all responsibility for the scare. Luke found out about it.
But not from you?
Trotter called him.
Holly, that's not good.
You're telling me.
I'm sure that Luke could understand you're signing that paper, whatever your reasons were, but I think he's going to have a lot of trouble accepting you're not telling him.
He did. A lot of trouble.
Well, hindsight is cheap, but Holly, you should have told him. Trust is so important to him. He must have resented finding something like that out from somebody else.
Well, it's over now.
Listen, my friend David Arlen is in town. We are having dinner tonight. Why don't you join him?
I appreciate the offer, but I'm not up to it.
All right, then I'm going to cancel the date. I don't want you to be alone.
Don't, please. I'll be fine.
You sure?
Really, thank you.
Holly, just try not to worry. Luke needs a little breathing room right now, but he loves you very much. He'll be back.
Well, I hope you're right.
Where are you going?
I'm going to go back to the Star. Maybe he's waiting for me back there.
Maybe.
Well, what else can I do? Have you seen Luke?
No, I haven't. You need him?
More than I can tell you.
You two haven't had another difference of opinion.
He hasn't talked to you?
I haven't seen him. What happened?
When I went to Victoria to bury my father, Percy made me sign a statement clearing him of any involvement in the family's operations.
He made you?
He said if I didn't sign it, Father wouldn't be buried in the family plot.
And you told Luke this?
No, that's the worst part. He found out from Trotter.
Terrific.
I have never seen him so angry.
I can believe it. Furthermore, I can't blame him. You should have clued him in.
Well, what difference would it have made if I had told him? He'd still have been furious. And I still would have done something that I felt I should have. I mean, either way, it's a stalemate.
Maybe. But it would have been a whole lot better coming from you rather than Trotter. Don't you think?
Have I blown it, Robert? I mean, did I ruin everything?
No. It's not that bad.
I don't know. Luke's run off to the mountains. He might not want to ever see me again.
Oh, you'll be all right. Just give him a chance to calm down. You'll come back.
I don't know what to do.
Well, how about we kick it off with dinner tonight? I mean, I know it's a lousy substitute, but maybe it'll help you keep your mind off old Lucas.
Not a chance. But thanks for being a friend. Luke? No, you've got the right number. This is the Star. No, I'm sorry. Luke isn't here. Yes, he's out of town. I can't really say when he'll be back. I see. Well, there's the other owner, Robert Scorpio. He's here.
Oh, I'm sorry, Holly. I didn't know. For me? Thanks, love. Hi, how are you? Yeah, what a coincidence. I was about to call you. Yes, of course. Oh, sure, I'll answer any questions I can.
I'll leave you in good hands then. And Robert, I'll see you later.
Yeah, I've got that in a sheet here somewhere. Hang on. Look, give it to me again. Yeah, you want the total cubic feet, stem to stern. Right, and hang on, I better take this down. Okay. Got that, right. Length in meters, yeah. And the tonnage, okay. Right. Type of wood, well, The condition of the boiler? Well, I can tell you that right now. It's had it. Yeah. Well, sure, it works, but... All right, you're the broker. You tell the guy whatever you want to tell him. Yeah, I understand. Listen, when's Barron going to be back in town? Uh-huh. Yeah, well, I guess that gives us some time. Luke? I don't know. He didn't say. Yeah. Yeah, I realize that. Now, look, I'll have him call you the minute he gets in. And I'll get these specifications and drop them by the office today. Yeah, a little later. No, it's no trouble. Yeah, bye. Well, you want to join me in another caffeine fit?
Coffee? No, not this morning, thanks.
Tea?
No, thanks.
How's about a spot of sympathy?
I'm afraid even that wouldn't help. I'm so worried about him. We don't even know where he is.
He's in the mountains.
But where in the mountains? Which mountain? Do you know how cold it is up there?
I'd say extremely cold, and this will be of no comfort to you whatsoever, but he can look after himself.
You're right. It's absolutely no comfort to me.
And nothing I'm going to say will be. Look, it's about time you got your priorities right and started putting your life in order.
Nice picture of you in here.
Think so?
Very distinguished.
Yes, it was taken a long time ago when I was much younger and a lot less debauched. Look, he'll be back. Don't worry about it, all right?
Well, it sure is crowded out there. A lot of traffic. Took me a while to get here.
Yeah, all this talk of malls has made the area jump.
Morning, Commissioner. How'd you like your article?
Wonderful. I'm now the patron saint of Port Charles.
All due to the power of journalism. Hi, Holly.
Good morning.
How about lunch today?
I don't think so, love. I better get some stats on the boat over to our yacht broker. I've got a meeting at police headquarters, and then I've got to fit the mayor in, all by 2 o'clock.
Okay, Hot Chop, how about some coffee?
That I can do. Sit yourself down.
I really should be back to work earning a living.
Oh, I wish I had a place to go to earn a living.
You should enjoy your freedom while you have it. You know, for all it's worth, having a day-to-day drudgery of a job isn't quite as relaxing.
Great for the waistline, too. Not having any money makes it difficult to overeat.
Wait a minute. What about a job at the paper?
My paper?
Why not?
Well, there are certain qualifications.
Which I don't come close to having, especially to write articles.
Well, wait a minute. I'm not talking about reporting. I'm talking about proofreading, maybe circulation.
Well, I do know a bit about advertising.
There you go.
I really doubt there are any openings.
You could check.
Robert, I really don't think
It's all right, Jackie. Thanks, anyway.
You know, I better get, going.
Well, what about the coffee?
I'll have to get some there. You know how Ian is. I'm already late, and he really is a bug about punctuality.
He is? And do I know that?
You do now. Bye.
Sirens?
What is that? No, see you later.
Yes?
Me again.
Come in.
Actually, I'm here on the pretense of measuring your stateroom, but I really wanted to apologize for Jackie.
She did something to me?
Well, specifically her comments regarding your qualifications to work at the paper.
She's right, though. I don't know the first thing about newspaper work. In fact, I don't know the first thing about anything.
Come on. I wouldn't say that.
What can I do? My whole life, I've been insulated from the concept of having to earn or make a living. Whatever I needed was given to me.
It's not a bad way to grow up.
Sure, if you never have to face reality. All my life, I've had something to hide behind. Lately, it's been Luke. I fooled myself into believing that love was all we needed to get by.
Now you know there's more. Now you know it's time to set a new course for your life. Look, you're not alone. We'll help you any way we can.
Thanks, Robert. But I'd like to start by trying to do it on my own.
All right, what about the classifieds?
That's where I'm going now, over to Kelly's for some breakfast and some job hunting.
Just remember, courage is the thing. Nobody is going to give you anything in this world if you don't demonstrate that you can handle it.
Thought I might find you two down here.
I'll leave you to it.
Good luck and chin up.
So, what was the latest topic of discussion?
Oh, just a few pointers on job hunting.
Do you think it would be a good idea if you started thinking a little bit more about your job?
What do you mean?
I mean, 5 minutes ago, you said you had a million things to do. I really believe that Holly is capable of doing a few things alone.
That doesn't mean to say I can't offer some help.
Fine, help. But don't you think you've gone a little beyond the call of duty?
Look, she's just lost her father not more than a week ago. Now she thinks she's lost Luke. Work is an unknown word to her. She needs someone.
Yes, but why you?
Because I'm partly responsible for her being here. Because she's a stranger in a strange land, and I, of all people, ought to know what that feels like. And because I like her.
Oh, great. How much do you like her?
That is a question in poor taste.
Well, excuse me. I would hate to offend your finer sensibilities.
Look, what's the matter with you?
Don't you know?
No, and I haven't got the time to play 20 questions to find out. Now, if there's something bothering you, spit it out.
I thought I had.
And I thought I'd given you a straight answer. I've got things to do. I'll talk to you later.
If I'm not there, just leave a message.
No, Holly, I was just thinking, I know somebody that, at a catering firm, and they could probably use some help.
Sounds pretty part-time.
Well, yeah, in the beginning, maybe.
Well, I'll give them a call. Now, you see, here's one for a bank teller. I do know a little about finances. Just not the legitimate type.
I'd stick to smaller businesses right now, you know, the kind that are looking for bright, young, eager employees. Well, I bet there are at least 100 people out there that hire you like that.
As long as they haven't heard about the scam.
People aren't going to hold that against you.
Maybe not, but I doubt they would trust me with their money or their businesses.
Someone will. You just have to find the right one.
It's not going to be easy.
Look, you know, you could wait until Luke comes back. And if you need money right away, I'm sure that Robert could loan you some, or I could.
I know, and I really appreciate it. But I think this is good for me. I still want my life with Luke, but I think I have to have one of my own, too.
Yeah, I know how it is. You know, Holly, I have a confession to make. There was a time when I really resented you.
Hey, come on.
No, I did, and I don't think I ever really apologized.
You did more than that. You defended me.
I realized Luke was absolutely right about you. You're a very special lady. I mean that.
Thanks, Rose. I really need that kind of support right now. Coming from you, it means a lot.
Good. Okay, now enough of this talk. Let's see if we can't find some opportunities for you in these one answers.
That's good.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, it's me.
Well, what did you have in mind?
Kissing and making up?
Oh, I thought you'd never ask.
I'm on my way.
Listen. Can I buy you breakfast at Kelly's? I mean, I just hate kissing and making up on an empty stomach.
I have already thought of that, and I'm going to bring breakfast with me.
Wait, darling. I don't know whether I can handle food to go at this hour.
Oh, very funny, but do you think you could manage some homemade hot croissants?
Oh, they're my favorite.
Really, what a coincidence. How about with sweet butter, blueberry jam, and fresh OJ?
I am yours forever.
A couple of hours will do. Did I forget anything?
Yeah. Listen, while you're at it, a bottle of champagne goes great with OJ.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay, listen, be quick. I'm starving.
All right, bye.
Well, what's this?
Morning, Robert.
Off for a hike around the deck?
You're farther than that.
How much farther?
I'm going after Luke.
Into the mountains?
Well, wherever he is. I'm sick of waiting. We have to have this out. I'm going to tell him I'm sorry.
Listen, darling, there's just no way you can go after Luke.
Why not?
Look, there's a storm front moving, and it's going to be snowing like crazy up there in a couple of hours.
I grew up on skis.
I'm sorry, it's much too dangerous.
Well, I'm going.
No. Wait a minute, Holly. I'm not letting you
your
go.
hands off me.
Holly,
I have to
no.
find him.
No, I said, listen, you're never going to make it.
I have to. I can't stay here alone. Let it go.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. Look, don't ever think that you're alone in this town, right? Look, a minute. Okay, look. Let's go upstairs, have a cup of coffee, and sit down and have a talk about this. Jackie's bringing some breakfast over and we can think the whole thing through. Come on. Mountains are not a safe place to be. Unless you know where to go, and more importantly, where not to go. I mean, you can freeze to death up there, get lost, get stuck in an avalanche.
But then isn't it dangerous for Luke to be there?
Ah, you see, he knows the mountains well. Goes up there to do all his heavy thinking. Oh, winter or summer.
I'm still worried about him.
Look, I know how you feel about him. I know how he feels about you. He loves you. He'll be back.
That's what I wanted to hear. But I'd rather hear it from Luke.
Yeah, well, give it time.
All right. Didn't you say something about Jackie coming over with breakfast?
I completely forgot about her.
I'm sure she'd be glad to hear that.
Now, wait a minute. That was some time ago. She should be here by now. I'll do a bit of backtracking.
Hello, darling.
Ah, wrong darling.
Oh, I wouldn't have cared who it was. I am so happy.
There's Jackie there.
I thought she was with you.
She never showed.
Oh, well, she left here ages ago. The food probably smells so good, she probably stopped and ate it on the way. Well, you all have a good breakfast, okay? Bye.
Yeah, well, oh. Yes, can I speak to Jackie Templeton? Yes, she did come in this morning, right. Well, I'd like to speak to her. In conference? Well, look, you tell her it's Robert Scorpio here, will you? I see. Thank you.
Did you find her?
Oh, yeah, she's at the office. She won't speak to me.
Why not?
Well, according to the secretary, she's in some sort of conference with Ian.
Something must have come up.
Between the time she left the apartment and the time she was supposed to get here, now how's he going to contact her?
Yeah, it does sound odd.
I'm going to find out what's going on at that office. You, like to come over with me?
No, she does not.
Oh.
She doesn't?
No, she wants to stay here and have a cup of tea with me.
Oh.
She's right.
All right, well, I know when I'm not needed. I'll check on you two later.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, love.
Oh, am I glad to see you.
Oh, I figured you might need to talk a little.
Well, come and have some tea. There's a fresh pot right here.
What a terrific idea. Whew. Cold. Thank you. There. Okay. Now, I want you to come right out with it.
With the truth?
The whole truth.
I feel like wringing his neck and shouting, how dare you walk out on me like this?
That's not all of it.
No, I miss him. I miss him so much. I just want to tell him I was wrong.
What the hell?
Morning, Commissioner. Care for a croissant?
I thought we were meant to have breakfast together.
So did I.
This breakfast.
It's too bad you missed it. It was really good.
Okay. What's going on here?
Why don't you tell me? I came by the dock and saw you and Holly all close and snugly. I didn't want to interfere.
You're being ridiculous.
Don't deny it. I saw the whole thing.
What you saw and what your overactive imagination told you saw aren't even close.
You two looked awfully close to me. I wonder what Luke would think if he found out.
Shut up, Jackie.
There's no way to talk now.
You keep out of this, Shelton. This is not your affair.
In my office it is.
Robert.
Now, listen. You keep yourself and I have to throw you out.
Are you
I'd love to see you try.
enjoying yourself? I said, are you enjoying yourself? You were caught. Now you're denying it. So instead, you have to come here and make a scene. Cute.
Me?
Yes, you. I'm so sick of your holier-than-thou attitude. You made a move on your best friend's lady, and now you're trying to pass it off as compassion.
I did nothing of the kind.
Oh, not only are you a hypocrite, but you are a lousy liar. I should have known days ago when you started this whole Florence Nightingale bit. I just can't believe you. You're so noble, it makes me sick.
Are you quite finished? Oh, back off.
Yes, I am finished, and let me tell you something. I feel good. I've told you exactly how I feel, and it's wonderful. Now, I've got one last person that I'd like to tell off before my day will be complete.
You stay away from Holly.
Oh, the white knight strikes again.
She has enough to deal with at the moment.
Her troubles haven't even begun.
Well, I say that's 10 for the lady, 1, maybe 2 tops for you, Guy.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, listen, Commissioner, no, I just wanted to ask you a few questions about...
I'm afraid I've lost him.
Oh, Luke is fair. I mean, he's got to realize that you had to do what was right for your father and let the chips fall where they may.
I should have told him. That's what he resents.
Honey, he loves you. Otherwise, he wouldn't have hurt you like this and run away. Look, Luke acts first and thinks later. He's got to respect that in you.
Yeah, but he has difficulty accepting that in other people. He's so headstrong and self-assured. I guess he's had to be, to survive.
Yes. Look, Luke has to do things in his own way. But usually, he comes to the right conclusion in his own time.
I just want to tell him that I was wrong.
That's my girl. Listen, he comes from a stubborn family, and I'm the worst of the lot. But, honey, he will be back. And then he'll be ready to listen and to talk. So in the meantime, chin up and patience. I gotta get back to work. But I just wanted to have a talk with you, okay? Chin up.
Think I'll make it?
Are you kidding? You're almost as tough as I am.
Thanks, Ruby. Thanks for everything, especially the pep talk. It really helped.
What are you gonna do now?
Well, first, I'm going to empty my backpack.
I'm glad to hear that.
Not me. Why don't you just stay packed and catch the first bus out of town?
I beg your pardon?
Or better yet, why don't you just head for the mountains and go find your boyfriend, put your little snowshoes on, and keep away from mine.
What?
You heard me.
Hey, Jackie, now.
It's all right. I can handle this. I wasn't trying to steal anyone from you.
Well, then what were you trying to do? Because you've certainly been spending a hell of a lot more time with him than I have.
I didn't realize.
Oh, don't be so innocent. I have seen you two together.
I don't know what you've seen, but you are mistaken. I'm in love with Luke. What is this? I never meant to interfere with your relationship with Robert.
Oh, well, that is a relief, because let's think of what you could have done if you would have been trying.
This is just a misunderstanding.
Yes, and ever since Luke's taken his little hike, you've needed Robert to hold your hand. He doesn't need your troubles. He's got his own life, and he's about to start a new career. And he's going to lose his girlfriend if he doesn't watch his step.
Well, that's your problem, not mine.
But you are the solution, so why don't you just back off?
Hey, knock it off. Now, if the two of you want to talk rationally, that's one thing, but let's stop this hollering and anger.
I couldn't agree more.
I gotta get back to work.
I'll take it from here, darling. You are way out of line.
I am so glad I've been able to catch your attention.
I think you owe Holly an apology.
I don't owe anybody an apology.
What has gotten into you?
I can't believe it. You're sticking up for her again.
I'm not sticking up for anybody. I just want to get to the bottom of this.
You worry about her. You care about her. You think about her. What about the people who really need you? Do you ever think about me?
Jackie,
No, I don't want to hear anything from you. If you want to do anything for me, why don't you just find somebody else's shoulder to cry on? His is a little crowded.
Sorry about that.
Ruby around?
No, she's working.
I was hoping to catch her before she started.
What's up?
Jackie accused me of trying to steal Robert.
What? That's ridiculous.
I was shocked.
I don't blame you.
I would never, ever try and get a man away from a woman who loves him. I think that's despicable, don't you?
Well, I think that sometimes things like that happen, and often it's nobody's fault.
But how could Jackie even think I would stoop so low?
Jackie was probably upset about something else and took it out on you. And I'm sure she'll cool down when she realizes it isn't true.
With everything else that's going wrong, it's all I need to be labeled a snake.
You still worried about Lou?
I feel better. Ruby and I had a long talk, and now I'm sure he's coming back. I don't know when, but however long it takes, I'm going to be here waiting for him. I have to, because without the other half, this isn't worth anything.
We interrupt this program for a special report from our WPC news desk. We've just been informed that a large avalanche has occurred in the Indian Head Wilderness area. Forest Ranger officials assure us the slide occurred in a non-populated area, restricted both to hikers and cross-country skiers. Because it is a posted area, ranger officials do not anticipate finding many, if any, victims. However, search teams have been deployed in the area on the outside chance overnight campers wandered into the area unknowingly. Word is, the going's been tough due to the heavy snowfall and increasing winds in the area. And ranger officials say it could be several days before an accurate assessment of the damage can be made. Once again, an avalanche has occurred in an unpopulated section of the Indian Head Wilderness area. More details to follow on our noonday news. Now, back to music.
You heard?
Wouldn't worry about it. I mean, they did say it was a restricted area.
Yeah, but you know Luke. No sign is going to stop him.
Hey, look. Luke's a tenderfoot. I doubt he even got close to the signs. Wilderness area means no maps, no tracks, no trails, in short, no access.
But that doesn't mean he couldn't find a way
Darling,
in.
look, you know what I think? He's probably found himself a nice little cozy cabin somewhere in front of a roaring fire and is probably at this point, as we speak, consuming an indecent amount of good brandy.
But there's still the chance that...
The odds are 10 to 1 against it.
I suppose.
You're still worried, though, aren't you?
If there's even a slight chance, I have to know about it.
Would you like me to call?
Who?
The ranger station. Yes, the number of the Indian Head Wilderness Area Ranger Station. Fine, thank you. Look, if anybody can let us know what the hell's... What? Sure. Yeah. Right. Thank you. You know what my thinking is? That guy is stuck in some cozy cabin somewhere. Hello? Look, I can hardly hear you.
Yeah, we're on a radio interconnect. Go ahead. You're talking to Chief Ranger Haverford.
Yes, look, Chief, my name's Robert Scorpio. I'm calling from Port Charles, New York. We've just heard about this avalanche. Now, look, a friend of mine, Luke Spencer. Now, he may have been in the area, Chief.
Say again?
A friend of mine may have been up there. The avalanche, you know that?
Well, look, if he was in the area, it was unlawful.
Look, I realize that. But I was wondering if there was some way that maybe I could come up and join in the search.
Are you affiliated with the mountain rescue team?
No, sir, I'm not. But
then you stay right where you are. The last thing we need up here are a bunch of amateurs wandering around looking for friends. Most probably you'd end up lost or injured yourself.
Yeah, but look, if...
Our search teams will find your friend. You just stay by your radio, okay? We'll be issuing news bulletins periodically.
Now, look, this guy's name. His name is Luke Spencer.
I'm sorry, we're losing the signal.
Spencer! Luke Spencer!
Just stay by your radio.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
What happened? What happened?
Line went out.
Well, what did they know about Luke?
Well, apparently not.
Well, what about us going up there?
They said we'd only be in the way, but they will issue regular bulletins to the press.
Well, I don't care. I want to go anyway.
Leave it to the rangers, the people that know what they're doing. Look, if he's out there, if he's lost...
Or hurt!
Please, Holly. Let's leave it to the people that know what they're doing, the forest rangers. Hey, baby, come on. Yeah, I know. A bit worried myself.
I guess I should have called.
Well, that's all right, love. We'll just...
I saw.
Oh.
And I'm sorry. I should have knocked or something.
Forget it, Jackie. I was just leaving.
Well, not for...
No, I'm going below.
Look, wait a minute. Look, I'll make some calls, and I'll get some details for you, and clear this whole thing up.
Thanks. Excuse me.
I guess she's still mad.
Well, I wouldn't blame her. I mean, let's face it, you gave her both barrels.
That's why I'm here.
Reloaded, huh? Ready for the second assault.
No, Robert, I came to apologize.
Well, if that's the truth, you're talking to the wrong person.
Why? Can't I apologize to you, too?
Why bother? Done nothing to me.
Apparently, I have. You won't even look at me.
Yeah, well, I've got a lot in my mind at the moment.
Well, I guess it was too much to hope for.
What?
I just thought you might be mildly pleased that I was sorry for what I had said.
Yeah, look, I'm trying to get the condition of the roads into the Indian Head wilderness area. Yeah, sure, I'll hold.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, and I'm mildly pleased.
It was just anger and jealousy. Anyway, what is this about the Indian Head wilderness?
There's been some sort of an avalanche up there. There's a possibility Luke might have been caught in it. Yeah, sure, I'm still here. I see. No routes open at all? Well, when do you expect this to clear? No. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, look, I'll try again later. Thank you.
So, what are we going to do?
Well, I don't know. I mean, there's no routes open. They don't even expect to start road clearing until the weather lifts.
I was talking about our relationship.
Jackie, I've heard but perhaps 2 words you've said.
That's because you do not listen to me unless it's something that you want to hear.
No, I'm not listening because I got more important things to think about aside from your bloody domestic problems.
They are our problems.
They're your problems. I have more important things to think about.
Then fine, don't listen to my problems. Don't care.
Where's Jackie?
She left.
Another argument?
What else?
By any chance, was the subject me again?
Let's put it this way. The subject could have been dog collars, but we would have fought in any case. There is just something about our personalities. It's a bit like a pit bull meeting a mastiff on a dark street. They are obligated to fight.
I'm sorry, it's my fault.
Love, whatever happens between Jackie and me has nothing to do with you. I mean, I wish I could blame you for it. You, or the weather, or state of the economy, or the tides, but I can't.
It's such a waste, though. You make too good a couple.
Outwardly, perhaps. But it's becoming apparent that our values are light years apart. Look, all Jackie wants is a split level in suburbia and a station wagon with cruise control.
And you?
Well, I don't know what I want.
Maybe that's your problem.
The problem is that Jackie wants to complete our relationship by settling down. Now, I, on the other hand, would like to keep it a little more open on a less restrictive basis.
That's not going to be easy to overcome.
Tell me about it.
Anything I can do?
Yep, exactly what I'm doing. Stop worrying. We have, something else to concern us at the moment.
Well, I've thought about it, and I can't stay here. I don't care what the danger is, but I'm going to go and look for Luke.
Look, I'd come to the same conclusion myself until I called the State Patrol. Now, all roads into that area are closed.
Oh, for how long?
Till the weather lifts.
And there's nothing we can do in the meantime?
Well, I've got a job to do for the quartermains. That shouldn't take too long. I'll still be able to stay in touch with the State Patrol.
And what should I do?
Wait.
I can't. I'll go crazy.
What about this job you're supposed to be finding?
Oh, I suppose so. But...
Holly, he's going to be all right. Nothing as inconsequential as an avalanche is going to get in his way.
He's still human.
Yeah, wait a minute. You ever hear that story about cats and 9 lives?
Yeah, what number is Luke up to?
There's a calculator here somewhere. Hang on.
Have you heard the news? There's been an avalanche someplace near
Indian Head Wilderness Area.
You've heard something. Luke's there. Something's happened to him.
No, nothing's happened. We don't even know he was anywhere near there.
I called the forest rangers. They've never heard of him, love.
It's just the kind of mess he always gets himself into.
Listen to me, Ruby. He's probably sitting in front of a fireplace with a glass of wine.
More likely a quart of brandy.
You think so?
Yes, I'm sure of it.
It's just when I heard the radio, I went crazy.
I know. Well, we all thought the same thing, but if you sit down and really think about it, you'll see how slim the chances are that he was involved.
But it's always the kind of thing that he gets himself mixed up in.
Well, until we hear anything from the contrary, I'm going to assume that he's okay.
Listen, to change the subject here, we were actually, talking about getting Holly a job.
Well, unless you want to scrub floors, I don't think I can be of any help.
Well, if it's good enough for you, it's good enough for me.
Oh, save your back. You may need it someday. Hey, come to think of it, Dan is looking for a liaison, a patient liaison, something, whatever it is. Do you think you'd be interested?
Why, hey, that's certainly worth a shot.
Well, what about the qualifications? I mean...
Listen, Ruby, how quick could you set this up?
How about right now? I mean, if you're not too busy, why don't you come with me and go back to the hospital and see him?
Well, what if...
Listen, I will stay in touch with the ranger station. Now, you go over and talk to Dan about this job. It could be just what you need to keep your mind off Luke.
Come in.
Oh, you're busy. I'll come back later.
No, that's all right. Mark and I were just shooting the breeze.
I brought somebody with me.
Hello, Holly.
Hi, how are you both?
Busy as usual. You hear anything from Luke?
No.
Well, what about the avalanche?
We haven't had any word one way or the other. But Robert thinks it's pretty unlikely that Luke was in the area at the time.
We're hoping that he's in a cabin somewhere riding out the storm.
That sounds like Luke.
Well, let me know if you hear anything, please.
Yes, I will.
You'll have those research estimates on your desk by 3. Doctor promises, okay?
Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Bye.
Look, why don't you ladies sit down and tell me what's on your mind?
Well, I gotta get back and go to work. But Holly wanted to talk to you about that liaison job you were mentioning.
Are you interested in that?
Oh, she sure is.
Well, maybe we can see about doing something about it.
See, I told you he'd come through. Stop by and see me before you leave, okay?
Thanks, Ruby.
Have you got a lunch date?
No, but you have right now.
12:30, cafeteria.
Okay.
Bye. Good luck, honey.
Bye, Ruby. Please, sit down. Has Ruby told you anything about the job?
Not much, I'm afraid.
Well, it's called patient liaison. It means meeting new patients, putting them generally at ease, explaining hospital procedures to them, the different positions in the hospital, explaining their insurance if that's what's needed. In other words, anything and everything that'll make a patient happy.
Sounds a bit like public relations. What qualifications would I need?
Charm, patience, warm heart, and an easygoing manner.
So I wouldn't need a degree or any doctorates or anything?
No, all you need is the right personality. And you certainly seem to have that.
Then great. Where do I sign up?
I wish it were that easy. You may be perfect for the job, Holly, but we both know that there are obvious drawbacks to hiring you.
So, the drawbacks being whether the staff and patients will be willing to accept me after the swindle.
That is the farthest thing from my mind.
Well, it must be a consideration.
Well, I'm willing to overlook it if you are.
So what are the drawbacks?
Your lack of experience.
But before you said that...
You have the raw materials, but not the training.
Oh, so in other words, I don't have the job.
Did I say that? All I'm saying is that the board wants someone experienced. Now, if I'm willing to take the responsibility for your training, perhaps I can convince them.
Would you?
Of course.
Well, it won't be easy if they start talking about the swindle.
What are you trying to do, weasel out of this? That oil swindle was over the day that Luke and Robert returned the money.
There was my arrest.
And your acquittal.
And the newspaper stories?
Just stories. What's left of them is all at the bottom of bird cages.
Well, if you're sure it wouldn't be too much embarrassment to you.
Let me worry about that. I'm the boss, right?
You are now.
Excited?
Yes, I suppose so. It seems to be lost under my nervousness, though.
Oh, that'll go away.
I'm afraid not until Luke gets back.
Listen, when he hears that you've got this job, he's going to be very proud.
I want him to see how serious I am about making Port Charles my permanent home.
That's the plan now, is it?
I could never live anywhere else. I've made some friends here. They've been very kind to me, and they've supported me and helped me. I could never turn my back on them or Luke.
About the pig and the wooden legs?
Oh, several variations.
Robert, what are you doing here?
Checking up on you, love.
Well, I'm about... I don't have to tell you what I'm doing.
Just so long as you do it somewhere else. I'd like to have a chat to Mr. Holt here privately.
You two know each other?
Oh, friend of the family.
Who is this guy? Beats me.
Okay, Robert. What are you doing here?
I want to ask a few questions. And I have the permission of his doctor.
Yeah, well, then how...
With instructions to ignore yours.
Nobody ever tells me anything around here. Okay, if the patient is feeling all right, how's the pain in your leg?
That's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Any pain anywhere else?
Nope.
Good, then we can have our little chat. Close the door on your way out, darling.
Well, let's get going here, Mr. Gretzky.
Don't hurry. This may take a while.
Don't worry, Robert. Take all the time you need. We're then following this up with an appointment and X-ray. What's going on in there, Dr. Quartermain?
How come you know my name and I don't know yours?
Robert Scorpio. Now you do.
What can I do for you?
Oh, some information.
Insurance company?
No.
Oh, I got it. The business office. Well, if you're interested about my finances, that's easy. I haven't any.
I'm an investigator working for a friend at the moment.
What's to investigate? I filled out a stack of papers about the accident.
What about the accident of your birth?
Oh, that's it. I should have guessed you're from the Quartermains. What's that old man gonna do, sue me?
No, I think he'd be perfectly happy to buy you a one-way ticket out of town.
Yeah. I guess I kind of shook him up, didn't I?
Well, I'm glad you're amused about this, Mr. Holt, 'cause it's going to make my job a whole lot easier.
Good. I'm pleased to oblige. See, I got nothing to hide. Why don't you sit down, Mr. Scorpion?
Scorpio. Robert.
Well, you can call me Jimmy Lee. I've been answering to it for a long time.
Well, then, Jimmy Lee, let's start at the beginning. Where were you born?
London, England. At least that's what it says on the birth certificate.
What do you say?
How should I know? I mean, my memory's good, but it isn't that good.
What about your mother?
What about her?
Well, she had a name.
I didn't know it. See, I really didn't know her.
What did other people call her?
Lots of things. See, I probably have as many questions about her as you do. Until a few months ago, all I knew was that her name was Beatrice. Her cousin Cora raised me. Her and her husband, the Holts.
Where was that?
Colton, Indiana.
Never heard of it.
Couldn't want a better place to grow up. See, I was raised on a farm. We didn't have much money. But we always had enough to eat. We didn't have much, but we had everything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the Holts? Oh, they were real good to me. Real straight, too. They never pretended to be anything but what they were. And they loved me, just like I was their own kid. They told me about my mother.
What about her?
Well, she was beautiful, and she loved to travel. That's why she couldn't raise a kid, so she left me with Wayne and Cora.
Well, what did they tell you about your father?
Nothing. They didn't know anything about him. Neither did I till a few months ago, when I saw his name on the paper. Edward Quartermain. that that man needs all the money he can get.
I don't follow.
You know him, don't you?
How do you know that that's your birth certificate?
Cora had it in an envelope with my name on it. All my papers were there. My diplomas from school, a blue ribbon I won at a 4-H club, and a birth certificate.
Then you don't actually know that that is your birth certificate.
Oh, it's mine, all right. Cora told me exactly where to look. That was just before she passed away. When I went looking, that's where it was, with all my papers. I didn't even know my mother's name until, I saw it on the certificate.
Didn't you get curious? I mean, why didn't you ask the Holts?
No, I wasn't. See, I was a happy kid, and I, really didn't care.
Then what brought on all this caring all of a sudden?
It wasn't all of a sudden. See, I didn't need a family. I had one. Then Wayne died, and that was, 3 years ago. And Cora, well, she went a few months ago. I was all alone. Then I saw the certificate, and I realized I wasn't all alone. I had a father, a real father. So I set out to look for him.
Why your father? I mean, why didn't you set out to find your mother?
Well, I thought of it. But you see, from all I know, she's still in Europe somewhere, and it's a long way off in another world, and I don't speak the language. Hey, this is the first time I've been out of Indiana.
You know what? That's strange. That's real strange. I tried to follow Eric Quartermain last year.
How close to Indiana did you get?
I lost the trail at a military academy in Austria.
Well, I see you missed by more than a country mile, friend.
I don't know about that, Jimmy Lee.
You don't believe my story, do you?
No, I don't.
You think I'm just a hustler?
Oh, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me. You see, I'm very good at what I do. And I might miss by a country mile every now and again, but I never miss by 6,000 or 7,000 miles.
Well, then, are you also the kind of man who, will admit when he's made a mistake?
Only at gunpoint.
Well, I tell you what. I got a piece of paper right here that says you made a big one.
And I got a hunch you're nothing better than a common little old con man.
Well, you prove it.
That's what Edward Quartermain hired me to do.
Good. And I'll tell you what, just to show you my heart's in the right place, I'm gonna give you all the help you need. If you can prove that that cantankerous, ill-tempered, bad-humored man is not my father, I'll pay your fee.
I'll take that bet. Now, where's the certificate?
Right here.